The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 23. Woe unto the pastors, woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. That's right. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Lord, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. Oh, who's he talking about, you guys? We know. And a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Okay, this is a foreshadowing of Jesus Christ. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name, whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. Oh, it's Jesus. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries, whither I had driven them. And they shall dwell in their own land. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome. Because of the Lord, and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers, for because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. That's interesting. Their force is not right. Force. That's interesting. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them even the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. Yeah, that's at the top of the list of stuff. Remember when that first started happening? I got really confused. I'm like, why is the priest being bad? Remember that? I'll go through. I was like, am I reading this right? The priest is just gone to the dark side. But now, this is no doubt. I don't remember what that was about, but it was a really good part. But there's no doubt what's going on now. The priests and the prophets are telling the people to worship other gods, without doubt. So, I have seen also the prophets of Jerusalem, and horrible thing. They commit adultery. And walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood. right? That's that bitter herb. It's also, what is it? It's a planet. Wormwood will, I don't remember where they talk about that, but did we already go? We already went by that part, probably. But in the word Chernobyl itself means wormwood. So it has to do with celestial dark. She's used the word they just used, forces. Okay. And make them drink the water of gall. He said that before. He said this it just recently too. A few times. It just tastes sour reading it, right? That's the stuff you throw up when you get really drunk and you throw up and you're so sick and you can't throw up anymore, but then you throw up that really bitter yellow stuff. That's what I think it probably tastes like. So he's telling them that's what you're going to be eating and drinking. For from the prophets of Jerusalem his profaneness gone forth into all the land. So he's really just on these prophets. That's what he should be. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. They're misleading. That is a very serious crime. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart. See that? And not out of the mouth of the Lord. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. This is misleading. They are misleading everybody. He is, it went from saying the crimes of which everybody's just up in the high places being idolaters. They're serving other gods. They're worshiping other gods. They're being adulterers. But now the blame is being more focused, and it's showing, you know what, they wouldn't be that bad if they weren't so misdirected by these prophets who are not supposed to be going around lying to people, telling them, hey man, keep up the good work, keep up your adultery, everything's fine, God loves you, nothing evil's ever going to come to you because you're an Israelite, don't worry about it. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. For who hath stood in the counsel of the Lord and hath perceived and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Right? Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind. It shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the Lord shall not return until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. Shouldn't it say he has performed? It says, till he have performed the thoughts of his heart, in the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. He's saying, I didn't send those people. I don't even know who they are. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a God at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Saith the Lord. Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets, that prophesy lies? That prophecy, shouldn't it say, be spelt different? Well, anyway, it says, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, They are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. So he's not blaming Satan for these people. He's saying it's just them. He's not blaming demons. He's not blaming Satan. He's going, nope, it's just them out of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Is not my word like a fire, like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Then behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Oh. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, He saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. He keeps trying to repeat himself. That's terrible. Look. I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. Profit them. They're causing to get kicked out of Jerusalem, Judah. These prophets, I'm glad that it's just not all the people like me and you are getting blamed. The people above them are getting blamed. And when this people or the prophet or a priest shall ask thee, saying, What is the burden of the Lord? Thou shalt then say unto them, What burden? I will even forsake you, saith the Lord. Well, where's that part where it says, My yoke is easy and my burden is light? Let's read this again. And when this people or the prophet or a priest shall ask thee, saying, What is the burden of the Lord? Like, what do we have to do for this God now? This God that we've forgotten. Thou shalt then say unto them, What burden? I will even forsake you, saith the Lord. And it's kind of weird. And as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say the burden of the Lord, I will even punish that man in his house. You don't want to hear that word. They're not coming to him. Naturally, it's beyond their minds are continuously on evil. There is no turning back. They've been told by these fake prophets that everything is fine. Keep lying, cheating, stealing, robbing. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. You're protected. You know, like you've been told all these years, like you're the promised people. Don't even worry about how you behave. Don't worry. And he's saying, if they even say that word to you, oh, so what's the burden? Okay, first of all, they shouldn't ask that, right? Because that really means like everybody's so forgot. And then to go that step and just to be forthright and be like, to use that word burden, like, oh, what's the bad part about it? Or what do we have to change? What do we have to do? Like, God's telling Jeremiah to tell him, you know what? You don't have to do it. There is no burden. It's like it's too late. I will even punish that man in his house, if anybody even asks about it. See, as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say, the burden of the Lord, he will even punish that man in his house. So this is like pure blasphemy. I think he's seeing it as like, it's so far gone that people are going to start getting this smart idea to go around going, well, okay, well, what's the burden of the, well, what's it about? And just even stating that instead of like trying to like just do a little prayer or something like that. I think it's just too far gone. He doesn't even want to hear about it. Thus shall ye say, everyone to his neighbor and everyone to his brother, what hath the Lord answered? And what hath the Lord spoken? Now everybody wants to know. That's why he's like, don't even ask. Don't bother. And the burden of the Lord shall ye mention no more. For every man's word shall be his burden. Oh my gosh. For ye have perverted the words of the living God, of the Lord of hosts, our God. Thus shalt thou say to the prophet, what hath the Lord answered thee? And what hath the Lord spoken? But since ye say the burden of the Lord, therefore, thus saith the Lord, because ye say this word, the burden. Yeah, okay. Because I have read the part. Maybe I haven't, but I already know the part. If it's in the future, and I don't even know who says it, but it's about the Lord. It says his follow him, follow his path, where his yoke is easy and his burden is light. I just realized something. It's just not weight. They're talking about light, but his burden is light, like light. He doesn't want to hear this word. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, because ye say this word, the burden of the Lord, and I have sent unto you, saying, ye shall not say the burden of the Lord. Therefore, behold, I, even I, will utterly forget you, and I will forsake you in the city that I gave you and your fathers, and cast you out of my presence. And I will bring an everlasting reproach upon you, and a perpetual shame, which shall not be forgotten.